Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining the lesson. Today it is mathematics. Today we are covering mathematics, paper 1 for that case. So this is the paper that we'll be discussing in the next 1 hour or so. I hope that you guys are going to reap something from this particular program. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share so that you may invite a friend to this broadcast. Remember our consultation line 07 04 15 3366. So that's our consultation line. You can reach out for assistance. Directly, we go to number 1. Later, I'll be checking your comments. Yeah, I'll be checking your comments. So just comment. Let's know where you're watching us from. Let's know your school and everything. A man withdrew some money from a bank. He spent 3 out of 10 of the money on his daughter's school fees and 3 out of 5 of the remainder on his son's school fees. If he remained with 10,500 Kenya shillings, calculate the amount of money he spent on son's school fees. So let's now get to this question. We analyze it slowly until we get to the answer. Yeah, thank you for turning up. I can see the number is growing. Please subscribe to Shifting Grades. The question is, are you a subscribed member of Shifting Grades? If yes, let's continue, and thank you so much. I highly appreciate our supporters and fans from all over the country. Look at this. We can say that there is a daughter here whose school fees is being catered for using 3 out of 10 of the father's income. Then we are further told that 3 out of 5 of the remainder. So what is the remainder first? 3 out of 10 proportions of this income have been spent on the daughter's fees. That means the remainder is 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 is what remains. Now, for the son's fees, it shall be 3 over 5 of 7 over 10. This is 21 over 50. Yeah, 21 over 50. So the fraction that goes to the son is 21 over 50. So with that, we can also find the fraction which has been spent so far. So far we are spending 3 out of 10 and 21 over 50 for son and daughter's fees respectively. 3 over 10 and 21 over 50. 18 over 25. So 18 over 25 has been spent so far for fees, son and daughter. So with that information now, I think we can start concluding now and say that 18 over 25 proportions have been spent. So how many proportions have not been spent so far? 7 out of. Yeah, 7 out of. The final remainder now, 7 out of 25. The very final remainder is 7 over 25. So we will say now this remainder is the one which is equal to 10,500. So 7 out of 25 is a fraction which is equal to 10,500 Kenya shillings. So what are we calculating now? Calculate the amount of money spent on the son's fees. So son's fees, which was 21 over 50, can now be found. So 10,500 times 21 over 50 divided by 7 over 25, which means times 25 over 7. So for the son's fees, this is what the man is going to have. 10,500 times 21 over 50 times 25 over 7. This gives us exactly 15,750. So we've gone direct to the son's fees. Some people will start calculating the total amount that the man earned Then they now slowly start calculating what? The son, the daughter. But when you know what you're doing, you can just go directly to the point. At number 2 now, solve for x. Now, this is an index equation. Remember, we are having a base 3 here, but this is a 9. So 9 can be put to base 3 in this way. 3 squared, which is equal to 9. Then there is already x plus 1 there, plus 3 2x plus 1 equals to 108. At this point now, we can introduce some law of indices whereby we introduce the product law. The product law of indices states that when we have when you have two powers multiplied, we need to take, we just open the bracket 2x plus 2. Yeah, that way. Plus 3 2x plus 1 equivalent to 108. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we can now say that there is a law of indices, the first law actually, that says when you have similar bases like a power m multiplied by a power n, you just need to take the base, then m plus n, that way. So with this now, it means in the first term and the second term of this equation, it means now we were having 3 power 2x multiplied by 3 power 2. That is why we are having 3 and the powers added, plus 3 power 2x multiplied by 3 power 1 equals to 108. Yeah, equals to 108. So this is 9, 3 power 2. This is 9 times 3 power 2x plus 3 power 1 is just 3. So 3 and 3 power 2x equals to 108. Now, when you examine this equation well, you discover that 3 power 2x is appearing severally. We can let 3 power 2x be a certain unknown, say even t. So this is 9t plus 3t equals to 108. 12t equals to 108. So that the value of t, when we divide it through by 12, 108 over 12. This gives us exactly 9. Exactly 9. If that is exactly 9, then we can talk about 3 power 2x to be equated by t here, which is already 9. So 3 power 2. So now we have 2x equals to 2. Because the base is the same, we can now equate the powers. Because the base is the same, we now equate the powers. X equals to 1. X equals to 1. So that's how we find the value of x in such a question. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for following. Precious Blood. Riruta, thank you so much, Irene. Susan from St. Joseph's Girls Kibwezi, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. KCSE Math Tutorials, thank you so much. That's a platform on YouTube. You can find some time and check. Metete School, okay. Kapsabet Boys, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mandera Secondary, thank you. Garissa High, thank you. Kisumu Boys, thank you. We can now proceed. Nyangwa High School, wow, that's great. Nyangwa is in Sitarakanithi. Yeah, somewhere there. Let's look at number 3 now. Holy Ghost Schools Makueni Sultanamud. Thank you so much, Florida. The volume of two similar solid spheres are 4752 cubic centimeters and 1408 cubic centimeters. The surface area of the smaller is 352 square centimeters. Find the surface area of the larger sphere. Find the surface area of the larger sphere. What you're supposed to know is that in this particular question, volume, the ratio of the volumes will give us volume scale factor. So 4752, when we divide this by 1408, we're going to get the volume scale factor. So 4752 divided by 1408, this gives us 3.375. This is the volume scale factor. With the volume scale factor, it's good for you to note that you cannot equate or you cannot relate volume scale factor and area scale factor directly without passing through the linear scale factor. So the first thing that we're doing is to find the linear scale factor, whereby we have to get the third root of the volume scale factor. Cube root of volume scale factor gives us linear scale factor. Square root of area scale factor gives us linear scale factor. We link both area scale factor and area scale factor and volume scale factor through the linear scale factor. The two cannot be linked direct. Volume and area can't be linked. We must pass through the linear scale factor, which is now 1.5. So now we can proceed to area scale factor now. We can proceed to area scale factor, whereby we know that with linear scale factor, to get area scale factor, you just square. So 1.5 squared, this gives us 2.25. This is the area scale factor. If this is the area scale factor, we're supposed to talk about now the relation between these two areas. So when we take area of the smaller, divide by area of the larger, divide by area of the smaller. And you know area of the smaller is given 352. We're supposed now to get this scale factor. So x shall be 2.25 multiplied by 352. Yeah, 2.25 multiplied by 352. This gives me 792 square centimeters. 792 square centimeters. So imagine we are done with number 3. We are done with number 3. Aha. Number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Loreto, hi, thank you so much. Bishop Gatimo, thank you. Aha, Mukumu Boys, thank you. Nyabisase, thank you. Kapenguria School, thank you. Barani Secondary, thank you. And Goitoi Secondary, thank you. Ungenya Secondary, thank you. Barani Secondary, thank you. Holy Ghost, thank you. Yeah, St. Mary's, thank you so much. Kathandatu, thank you so much. Thank you. Tetu Secondary, thank you. Taranganya, thank you. Precious Blood, thank you. Yeah, all of you, we appreciate. Mukuyu, Butere, Kisumu Boys. All right. So let's look at number 4. Number 4, guys. Number 4, the figure below represents a sketch of the cross-section of a solid. The solid is ABCDEFG, and its edge CF. So we can see the edge CF. Complete the sketch of the solid, showing the hidden edges using dotted lines. So now we are supposed to know that there is a certain solid whose cross-section is the one displayed here. The cross-section is the one displayed at this point. Yeah. The cross-section is displayed here, as you can see. Displayed there. That is the cross-section, which means this solid should move along with this cross-section. The cross-section is supposed to be seen throughout the diagram. So first, I'm going to come up with the top. Like that. Yeah, that way. So we have the top like that. Then here we have another phase here. We have another phase. That way. Then there are some hidden edges. That is what we are being requested to use broken lines or rather dotted lines. So now the end AD is parallel to another end. Parallel to another end that way. Parallel to another end. Yeah, you see for the hidden edges, I'm using some broken lines or dotted lines like that. Then now there is the base. There is now the base that I'm supposed to draw it like this because there is a hidden edge like that. So this is now the solid. You see the area that we can see here, A, B, C, D, is also appearing on the other side, though some of the lines are broken. So A, B, C, D, E, F. So E, F. That means G should be below that. Let me G. Then H. H should be somewhere there. Yeah, so that is the solid. We have completed the solid like that. The solid is properly drawn. I'm admiring my own work. I don't know whether you see how well it has been put. But now we can talk about number 5, right? Yeah, it's number 5, ladies and gentlemen. When a given length of a piece of wire is divided into pieces measuring 20, 24, 26, or 28, a piece of wire 7 centimeters always remains. Find the length of the wire. So there is a long wire which is divided by both 20, 24, 26, and 28 in such that anytime it is divided, a remainder remains of 7. Because this length, because this particular wire, which is long, is divisible by all these, then it means it is the LCM. We need the multiple of all of them. So we first take the LCM of 20, 24, 26, 28. We take the LCM first. The LCM first. So that you may say that would have been the longest length which can be divided by all of them if it were not for the balance now. So we start by 2, the least prime factor. This is 10, 12, 13, 14. By 2 once again, this is 5, 6, 13, 7. Then by 2 once again, 5, 3, 13, 7. Now we can talk about 3. Yeah. 5, 1, 13, 7. By 5, 1, 1, 13, 7. By 7, 1, 1, 13, 7. Then by 13, 1, 1, 1, 1. So we have factored out 2 power 3, 2 power 3, 3 times 5 times 7 times 13. This is 8 times 15 times 7 times 13, giving me 10,920. 10,920. This is the length which can be divided by all of them without remainder. This one can be divided by all of them without remainder. But now we are being told that there is always a remainder of 7. Therefore, now we are supposed to add 7 now here, so that we get 10,927 centimeters as the length of the wire, which when divided by 20, there is a balance of 7. When divided by 24, there is a remainder of 7. When divided by 26, remainder of 7. by 28, a remainder of 7. So the LCM is divisible. But now for there to be a remainder of 7, we have to add 7 now. So that we get now the length. Look at number 6, ladies and gentlemen. That's an mathematics paper 1. Let's look at number 6. This is Mang'U High School mock examination. And as we continue talking here, I'd like to ask you, which method have you been using to charge airtime to your lines? Which network are you using? Is it Safaricom, Telcom, Airtel? As long as it works in Kenya, we got you covered. You just have to go to the Lipa na M-Pesa, then the pay bill number is 737356. Account number is your own phone number, or rather the phone number that you're purchasing the airtime for. Could be, it can even be the number of a friend that you're purchasing airtime for. But the pay bill remains 737356. Then you complete the transaction and you receive the airtime instantly. Continue supporting shifting grades platforms. Back to number 6. Solve the equation 6 power x squared minus 13x plus 6 equals to 0 using the completing square method. So this is a quadratic equation which you've been told to solve using the quadratic method. The first thing to do is to take the constant to the right hand side. Look at this. 6x squared minus 13x equals to negative 6. After that step, ensure that the coefficient of x squared is 1. To ensure that the coefficient of x squared is 1, you divide through by 6. So this is x squared minus 13 over 6x equals to negative 6 over 6, which is negative 1 now. Negative 6 over 6, which is just negative 1. Together up to that point, you take the constant to the right, then you make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1 by dividing by whatever coefficient is there. For our case, we have a 6. So we divide by 6 through that way. Now, the other thing that remains is to make the left-hand side a perfect square. What is a perfect square? A perfect square is an expression whereby when we take b over 2 and square, we get the constant c. b over 2 squared gives us c. So for this one, we have to get the constant that is supposed to be added. So we are saying negative 13 over 6. When we divide this by 2, then we square, we shall get c. So the value of c can now be found. Remember, this will be negative 13 over 12. So when we square, we are getting 169 out of 144. So we add the constant to both sides now. Remember, by doing that, the left-hand side will have become a perfect square. The left-hand side will have become a perfect square. So now we are talking about x squared minus 13 over 6x plus 169 out of 144 equals to negative 1 plus 169 over 144. That way, at this point, now we can talk about factorizing the perfect square. To factorize a perfect square, we need to take the square root of the first term. So this is negative 1. Then the sign that follows, which is a minus, and the square root of the constant, which is 13 out of 12 squared. So we have factorized the difference of two squares. This is equal to, we take negative 1 and we add 169 over 144. I'm getting 25 over 144. That way. So at this point now, we are only supposed to take square root of both sides. To take square root of both sides means x minus 13 over 12. We have taken square root, so the power disappears. Yeah, after taking square root, the power disappears. This is equal to square root of the right-hand side should be plus or minus 5 over 12. Yeah, plus or minus 5 out of 12. So we have possible values of x. X equals to 1 5 over 12 plus 13 over 12, or x equals to negative 5 over 12 plus 13 over 12. So now this is going to be 5 over 12 plus 13 over 12. I'm getting 1.5, or negative 5 over 12 plus 13 over 12. This gives us 2/3. This gives us 2/3. 2 out of 3. So using the completing square methods, those are the two possible. Thank you for following. A simple question: are you a subscriber of Shifting Grades? Have you subscribed to Shifting Grades? Remember, I can see you, Don, from Kisumu boys. Bita, I can see you, and thank you for being around. Okay, number 7. Let's work on number 7. Number 7 is a simple question. Using a ruler and a pair of compasses only, construct a trapezium ABCD in which AB equals to 5, AD equals to 6, DC equals to 10 centimeters. Then the angle BAD equals to 105 degrees. AB is parallel to DC. AB is parallel to DC. Draw a perpendicular from B to DC, hence measure the height of the trapezium. So let's begin by drawing the first line AB. We draw the first line AB, which is 5 centimeters. A little bit, I get my instruments. Oh yeah, we are back. So I'm talking about now using a very straight line and your ruler to come up with AB 5 centimeters. AB, this is a 5 centimeters, measured that way. Then after the 5 centimeters of AB, what else are we measuring, ladies and gentlemen? The angle BAD. So from BAD, such that A is the one at the center now, the angle at A, in other words, is equivalent to, the angle at A is equivalent to 105. There are very many ways of constructing these special angles, like 105, without even using a protractor. Without engaging a protractor, we can construct these angles. The example 105. So how is 105 related to 180, related to 60, related to 30, related to 75, related to 45? How is it related to 90? Those are the things you're supposed to be asking yourself, so that you may look at the possible combinations of the special angles so that they may bring us to 105. Looking at A, it is on a straight line. So if on the left-hand side, we construct 75, listen to that. Even, just check this. I'm talking of, we construct 75 on the left-hand side, such that whatever remains now is 105, because this is a straight line. So now we start by raising a perpendicular at point A, that way. Then after raising the perpendicular now, we construct 60, ladies and gentlemen. We construct 60 at point A. Let me show you how we construct 60. I want to show you how we construct 60. So we stand at A, using your compass, you make an arc. Then using the same radius, you stand at that arc on the line, and you cut the first one. that way. And thank you so much. I can see we are increasing in a very good rate. So this one is going to be 60 degrees. That's going to be 60 degrees. Now with 60 degrees, let's talk about the angle that has remained. Remember, we had an angle of 90, but now we have constructed 60 on the other side, meaning that whatever remains here is 30. This is an angle of 30. So bisecting this 30 will give us 15 and 90. Bisecting this 30, so we can bisect the 30. When we bisect the 30 by standing at A, we make an arc like that. Then stand on those arcs to make one arc. Stand on the other side to cut the first arc. You will have bisected 30 degrees and automatically you will have gotten 15. Now, what you do now is to join 15 and 90. 15 and 90 will give us the 105. So along this line now, this is where we are supposed to measure 6 centimeters for the length AD. 6 centimeters for the length AD. So 6 centimeters. This one will be D now. The length AD, 6 centimeters that way. Length AD, 6 centimeters like that. Are we together? Are you on board, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for following. We are winding up with the construction question. Wow. Remember to subscribe. Remember to subscribe. Remember to subscribe to this platform. Remember to also share so that you may invite a friend. I know you have very many friends. If you invite them, they shall be flooded here in Shifting Grades and they are all going to learn something. So please invite your people. Those friends that you call yours, ensure that they turn up to these wonderful programs. We're supposed to continue and wind up with our construction. Ladies and gentlemen, we are supposed to wind up with our construction. So to wind up with the construction now, I'm just reminding you something small, that AB and DC are parallel. AB and DC are parallel. If they are parallel, then it means we are supposed to draw a line at point D, which is very parallel to AB. For the line to be parallel to AB, we are supposed to ensure that the angle at this point is also implied. Okay, there are very many methods. We can even use the parallelogram method. Parallelogram method means this. We measure the distance from A to B, which is 5 centimeters. Then standing at D, we make an arc. Then, now standing at, we stand at, I want to make it clear. Standing at, we measure AB, which is 5 centimeters. So standing at C and using the same distance, we make an arc along that line. We make an arc like that. Then now, we carry the distance of 6 again. The distance of 6 on AD, the distance of 6 on one AD, and we stand at B. We mark it off like that. When you connect D to that point of intersection, you will get a very straight line. That is the parallelogram method. A very straight line. Now, it is along this straight line where we have our AD. Along that straight line, we have our CD. So we just wanted, first of all, to establish a parallel line to AD. Then now we are supposed to stand using a length of 10 centimeters. Remember, DC is 10. DC is 10 centimeters. So we mark 10 centimeters off, like that, 10 centimeters. Then now we join to point B. We join it to point B. This is our C. That is our C. Remember, the line segment can still be prolonged. Yeah, like that. So this is the trapezium that we are talking about. After getting the trapezium, what else are we doing? Remember, this one is parallel to this one, like that. Draw a perpendicular from point B. We draw a perpendicular from point B to DC and hence measure the height of the trapezium. Let's get to the drawing of this perpendicular. To draw a perpendicular from a certain point to a given line, this is how you're supposed to proceed. I want to give you a very clear procedure. Just stand at B, and make an arc to DC. Make an arc to DC like that. Then standing on the points where the arc cuts DC, now you make other arcs. You also stand here, you make the first arc like that. So now when you join that arc to point B, you will have gotten a line which is very perpendicular to from B to DC, a very perpendicular line. With this perpendicular line, ladies and gentlemen, it is what we are measuring now. So assuming that is point M, for example, then BM, the perpendicular height, from me, when I lift this distance to my ruler, I'm getting 5.9 centimeters. You can try and check your accuracy also, but I hope you are well guided. It is my hope that you guys are well guided. Number 8, a very good question. Number 8, a very good question on vector 1. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share so that you may invite a friend. Today we are doing it very fast. Today we are working very fast. Representing the Maseno School. That is a Sydney. Okay. Thank you, Sydney, from Maseno, and anybody else. Prado Anyango, Kaberia, Kapchalat I. Wow, thank you. Kenneth Gitundu, Giakancha School, thank you. Tenwek High School, thank you. Kinagop Girls, thank you. Zainab. All right. Let's proceed, guys. Remember to quote your school. Just mention your school. Let's know where you're watching us from. St. Paul's. This gentleman has been here all through. Priscilla Nyende, thank you. So we can now check the next question, which is on vector 1. I'm pleased to host you tonight. It is my pleasure to have you tonight. Feel appreciated for being around. Feel appreciated for choosing Shifting Grades Online School. Feel appreciated for making us your priority. I know there are many platforms, but you chose to be around tonight. So thank you so much. We recognize your presence. Given that vector A equals to 2p minus 3/4 q, then p equals to negative 3, 4, q equals to 16, 4. Find the column vector A. The column vector A has been described to be given by 2 vector p minus 3/4 vector q. So now these are scalar multiples. So we multiply the y component, the x component like that. Also negative, 3/4 should multiply 16 by 4, 1, by 4, 4. So negative 12. This one, 3/4 should also multiply 4 to give us 3. That way. Negative 6 minus 12. This is negative 18. 8 minus 3. That is a 5. Therefore, this is the column vector A. The column vector small letter A. That is it. Vectors form 2 work. Very simple. Let us look at linear motion now. Linear motion in section 1. Remember, there are those guys who say they don't want to prepare for linear motion. When it comes in section 2, they shall dodge it and choose a different question. But woe to them, it can still appear in section 1. But a very simple concept altogether. Very simple, because we're going to solve this one together and you shall see how simple it is. Aha. Nairobi School, thank you. I recognize you, young man. Thank you. Thank you. Mama Ngina girls, thank you so much. Mama Ngina girls, that one has been our fun of all times. So thank you so much, young girl, for being around from Mama Ngina. Okay. So now we check number 9. We check number 9. We are around. Nobody is rushing us. Nobody is rushing us. We have already, Rapogi boys, we have subscribed to enough Wi-Fi. So be sure that we are here until you understand everything. And by the way, even after you resume school, I'll remain with the scholars. Even after you've gone to boarding, I'll remain with the scholars here to continue preparing for the KCSE 2025 together. And people will pass this time round. I feel it so strongly that guys are preparing, guys are locked to shifting grades, and you can't be around and fail. You cannot be in this platform and you end up failing. Visram, Mombasa, thank you. Okay, two friends, Ojuang and David. Wow, I like this question. This one reminds me of a colleague of mine, David Ojuang. Anyway, Ojuang and David live 40 kilometers apart. One day, Ojuang left his house at 9 a.m. and cycled towards David's house at an average speed of 15 kilometers per hour. David left his house at 10:30 a.m. on the same day and cycled towards Ojuang's house at an average speed of 25 kilometers per hour. Determine the time taken before the two friends met. So let me sketch the information first. It's good to, I must mention something that I've always been mentioning, that 90% of the mathematics concepts can be made simpler than how actually they are by putting them in a diagram. So when you sketch information, it becomes halfway solved because you can visually interpret it. You can visually interpret it. When you visualize information, you are halfway solving it. Look at this. One day Ojuang left his house. So we can say this is Ojuang's place. Then David's place is on the other side. David is here. 40 kilometers apart. These guys live 40 kilometers apart. That's some good distance, and they are great friends. That's why none of them can travel to the other person's home. They have to both travel for them to meet at some point. They do business together. They discuss a few things. Then they go back to their respective homes. Now, at what time? At 9 a.m., Ojuang left his house and cycled towards David's house at an average speed 15 kilometers. There's something I want us to compare here. David is leaving his house at 10:30, but Ojuang left his house at 9 a.m. So we are supposed to calculate by the time David is leaving his house, that is 10:30. Ojuang left his house at 9. So Ojuang has been traveling for 1 hour, 30 minutes. So Ojuang has traveled for 1 hour, 30 minutes, which 1.5 hours. Ojuang has traveled for 1.5 hours when David had not started his journey. And at this point now, we can talk about the distance covered by Ojuang before David began his journey. This distance is going to be time. He has traveled for 1.5 hours and is doing so at a speed of 15. So when we take 1.5 times 15, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting 22 kilometers, 0.5. So by the time David is beginning his journey, Ojuang has covered 22.5 kilometers. Ojuang has covered 22.5 kilometers. So this is where Ojuang is. and this is 10:30. So at 10:30, Ojwang has already covered 22.5 kilometers. So the distance remaining there is 40 minus the total distance. The distance between them now, by the time David is starting, is 17.5 kilometers, because I'm taking 40 minus 22.5. Therefore, we are having a distance of 17.5 kilometers between these two gentlemen. And that is by 10:30 a.m. Please continue following. Continue following. You are getting a top-notch explanation. Aha, this one is the best, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Alliance Girls. I notice you. That is the Diana Wanjiro. And very soon we are going to discuss a paper from Alliance Girls, by the way. I got some samples. So we'll be Mangereza Academy. Aha. St. Evans, Unungo. All right. Jiri School, thank you. The scholars, we shall be here. Thank you so much. Mukumu boys, I recognize you. Thompson Falls in Laikipia. Thank you. Okay, we continue now. We finish up with this question very fast. We finish up with this particular question. We finish up with this one. We finish up with this one now. Now that we've known the distance which has been traveled, the distance between them, we will call it relative distance. 17.5 kilometers. That is the relative distance. At 10:30, the distance existing between them, 17.5. Now we say this. David is going to travel at 25 kilometers per hour. Ojwang is already traveling at 15. Therefore, we ask ourselves, what is the relative speed for these two guys? The distance is 17.5. Now, Ojwang is approaching it, or Ojwang is narrowing it down at 15 kilometers per hour. Then David is also narrowing the distance down at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour. This should mean that their relative speed is the addition. When they are going to opposite directions, we add the respective speeds. 40 kilometers per hour is the relative speed. So with this, we can get the relative time. The time they will take to cover the relative distance between them. The relative distance over the speed. So what time are we getting here? This is a 0.4375 hours. And this can be converted to minutes by multiplying by 60. This is exactly 26 and a quarter. 26 and a quarter. 26 and a quarter minutes. Yeah, 26 and a quarter minutes. Then now to part 2. That is the time taken before meeting. Part 2, the time they met. When are they going to meet? From 10:30, they are taking 26 minutes more. 26 minutes more. So this is going to be 10:56 a.m. the same day. 10:56 a.m. the same day. Number 10, a wonderful question here. A wonderful question in number 10. In the figure below, ABCD is a parallelogram in which AB is 12, as you can see, BC 8, just as you can see the diagram. Then the angle ABC 108, just as indicated. Everything is properly indicated. The question here now goes, calculate the area of the parallelogram to 3 significant figures. Let me show you what we are going to do. I know there are several methods, but allow me to make some few conclusions here. If we do the diagonal AC, we're supposed to know that parallel sides are equal. So 8 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 12 centimeters, 12 centimeters. We must be in agreement up to that point first. We are supposed to be in agreement up to that end. When we are in agreement now, we can proceed to further conclude a few things. Now, the opposite angles then must be equal. So 108 degrees. So we have two triangles here, ABC and ADC, which are equal. If they are equal, we can say that area of a triangle is given by half, one side, the other side, then sine of the angle between them, half AB sine theta. That is one triangle. And because they are two, now we multiply by 2 so that you may get the total area. So now we can talk about 0.5, which is half, times 12 times 8, the sine of 108. So I'm having 45.6507 as the area of 1, then times 2, so that you may get total now, times 2. This is going to be 91.30, but we've been taught to 3 significant figures. So this now becomes 91.3 square centimeters. 91.3 square centimeters. So that is now, that is the area of the shape according to the provided instructions. Number 11, which is on trigonometry. Without using mathematical tables or calculators, evaluate. Tan 30, tan 60 divided by sine 60 and the cosine of 30. This is a simple question, and I just want to take you through quickly through how you can derive this particular trigonometric ratios. We call them trigonometric ratios of special angles. Trigonometric ratios of special angles. Special angles. Okay. So with the special angles now, we first assume an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. Look at this. Equilateral triangle, such that it has 2 units, 2 units, 2 units. Then automatically the angles are 60, 60, 60. But now we have to bisect this particular triangle. When you bisect it through this will be 1, 1. So the right angled triangle now, we can use it to get the perpendicular height. Pythagoras theorem, 2 squared minus 1 squared. You know that is 4 minus 1. So we have this one as the square root of 3. That one is the square root of 3. If that is the square root of 3, then now we can talk about sine 60. The sine of 60 shall be, when 60 is at this point, the opposite is root 3, the hypotenuse is 2. What about the cosine of 30? The cosine of 30 shall be, after bisecting, this became 30. If that became 30, then we need adjacent of a hypotenuse. If that became 30, we need adjacent cosine. Just a minute. Yeah. Adjacent length out of hypotenuse. I've just noticed that sine 60 and cosine 60 are supposed to be equal. We call them complementary angles. So sine of one angle equals to the cosine of the other if the two are complementary. And in this case, they are. 60 and 30 are complementary. Then for tan of 60, for the tan of 60 now, we shall talk about the opposite, root 3, divided by adjacent, which is just 1. So it remains root 3. It just remains root 3. We should now proceed to talk about tan 30, the tan of 30. The tan of 30, referring to the angle of 30 tan 30 will be given by opposite, which is 1 out of the adjacent, opposite of adjacent. There's something else that you're supposed to know. We said sine and cosine are equal for complementary angles. But again, for complementary angles, tan of one equals to reciprocal of tan of the other. If tan 60 equals to root 3, then tan 30 should be the reciprocal of that. Okay, I thought you should know. I thought you should be knowing. You can do it practically using any other pair of complementary angles. If a pair is made of complementary angles, then tangent of one equals to the reciprocal of tangent of the other. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I can see guys are really subscribing. People are really subscribing. Actually, if you've never subscribed to Shifting Grades, it's like you are remaining alone now. People are taking it so serious, and I'm really grateful. So thank you. All right, we now back to substitute tan 30, 1 over root 3, multiplied by tan 60, the root over 3 over 1. Then we divide all this by sine of 60. Sine of 60 is root 3 over 2, multiplied by root 3 over 2, the cosine of 30, which is supposed to be the same. So now here, from the numerator, you can see that a third cancels, root 3 cancels. So we get 1 from the numerator. Divide by, this is like a 2, root 3 over 2 squared, whereby root 3 times root 3 is root 9. And the value of root 9 is 3. Then 2 times 2 is 4. So we are having 1 divided by 3/4. It's like the reciprocal of 3/4, which is 4 over 3. 1 and 1 out of 3. Remember, you can't leave your answer at this point. You'll be given A0. The answer mark or the accuracy mark is not awarded at that point. You can't leave an answer as an improper fraction, no matter how ignorant you want to be. So let us please know how to give mature answers like mature students who have been taught and who have gone ahead to revise. So the final mark, accuracy mark, should be 0. Accuracy mark should be 0 if the value is an improper fraction. Given that m equals to 4, 5, 2, 3, that's a matrix, and matrix n equals to -2, 3, 1, -1, find the inverse of m multiplied by n. So we first work on the inverse of m, then we come later to multiply it by n, the way n is. So we are not tampering with the value of n. We are not tampering with the value of n. So let us check how to move about this. For us to get what we are calling inverse, let's get determinant first. Determinant equals to product of elements in the leading diagonal. The diagonal which runs from top left to bottom right, we call it the main diagonal, the leading diagonal, the principal diagonal. So 4 by 3 minus product of the elements in the other diagonal. The other diagonal, we find 2 and 5 there. So this is 12 minus 10. This is 2. So the determinant is 2. Now, for us to get the inverse of m, we are supposed to divide by 2. We divide by 2 the terms inside, the elements inside that matrix, such that first, in the main diagonal, 3 and 4 interchange positions. Then in the other diagonal, the elements change their sign. If they are positive, they become negative this way. So now this matrix is going to be 3 over 2, then negative 5 over 2, because we are dividing each element by the determinant, negative 2 over 2, negative 2 over 2 becomes negative 1, then 4 by a half becomes 2. We have gotten now the inverse of m. So now we should multiply the inverse of m by n. 3 over 2, negative 5 over 2, negative 1, 2. That way, multiplied by n, which is negative 2, 3, 1, negative 1. That way. So now we're supposed to carry out multiplication at this stage. We are doing multiplication at this stage. Yeah, multiplication, and I hope we shall be together now in this one. How to multiply matrices. How to multiply matrices. Oh, thank you, thank you. Your numbers are increasing, eh? This is great, this is great. We are now 60 watching live. We are now 60 watching live. If everybody comes with a friend for the Sunday lesson, if everybody who is around, explanation is top notch, wadau. It is very true. That is what we are doing around. We can't be here to joke. I cannot gather this congregation to joke with them. Be sure of quality presentations, top-notch content. Top-notch content. St. Joseph's Boys, Kitale. Wow, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, how do we multiply matrices? Look at this. We multiply row and column to get the first element. So we take 3 over 2, look at this, multiplied by negative 2. Then we add negative 5 over 2 multiplied by 1. So this is going to be negative 5.5. Negative 5.5, which is just negative 5.5. That way. Then the next element shall be the same row and the next column. So 3 out of 2 into 3, then negative 5 over 2, that one multiplies negative 1. So I'm getting exactly 7 at that point. I'm just using my calculator. The way you can use yours. Then the elements on the lower row, we need this column, this row, the second row times again the first column. So we take negative 1 by negative 2 plus 2 by 1, and that gives us 4. Then the last one should be the same row times the last column, the column with 3 and negative 1. So negative 1 into 3 plus 2 into negative 1. This gives me negative 5. So now we have the final answer matrix. We have the final answer matrix. Remember to subscribe. Remember to reach out for consultations, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to even inquire about our programs. And wait, have you guys purchased your airtime? You just go to your M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa, then the account number. Okay, you use the pay bill number here, 737356. That is the pay bill number, 737356. You proceed to the account where you are supposed to put the account number as the phone number that you are purchasing the airtime for. This could be Safaricom, Airtel, Telcom, any network. You just purchase your airtime. You enter the amount, the airtime shall be reflected instantly. The airtime reflects instantly. So that is what you're supposed to know. The airtime reflects instantly. Use our facility and invite your friends to use the same. Number 13. You can see we are now 81. It's like you guys are really inviting people to this platform. Anyway, the platform is the best. You are not lying to your friends. You are telling them the truth. Let them subscribe. The way you are subscribed, tell the incoming friends to also subscribe. Number 13 on factorization. This one is again an interesting item. Very interesting. Simplify completely. Simplify completely. M plus m plus 5n squared plus m minus 5n also squared. Then we divide by 3m power 2 plus 75n squared, or power 2 still. With such a setting, ladies and gentlemen, with such a setting, we're supposed to first interact with the numerator. We talked about top-notch explanations, and this is what you're going to receive tonight and forever. The numerator first. When we have m plus 5n squared, we square first. So m becomes squared, then plus 2 multiplied by m times 5n. I'm using quadratic identities of multiplication or of squaring. That becomes 10 mn, then plus 25n squared. That is from the first bracket. Then plus, in the second bracket now, what are we going to obtain? We don't even to have brackets when it is a plus. Brackets are introduced when it is a minus. So we square the second part, m squared minus 10mn, then plus 25n squared. That way. With this now, we can group terms together, whereby there is m squared and m squared. That becomes 2m squared. Then 10mn and minus 10mn. That one cancels. That one cancels out. Then we are supposed now to add this one to be 50n squared. Yeah, 50n squared. That is just general grouping of terms together. Remember, 2 is common, so we can have m squared plus 25n squared. I just factor out the 2. So we are done with the numerator. Let's check what the denominator is having. Let's check what the denominator is having. Now, the denominator is having 3m squared plus 75. So you can see 3 is common. So that will remain with m squared plus 25n squared. That way. Kitale School, thank you. With all these, we are supposed now to talk of combining now the numerator and the denominator. 2 m squared plus 25n squared divide by 3 into m squared plus 25n squared. So now we can see something is appearing both in the numerator and also the denominator. So this one cancels, and now we get 2 out of 3. So the final answer is 2/3. The final answer is 2/3. I can see we are 85. Let us try to check whether we can go beyond 100 attendance. And on Sunday evening, because on Saturday we usually don't do classes, on Sunday evening, we should shoot beyond 200. So today we are going up to 100 people. Thank you. Invite somebody, please. Invite somebody. Let the video go viral kindly. Let people know about shifting grades. I'm going to post, I'm going to ensure that I post the math table so that we read from the math table now, the question that is following now. This is number 14. Use logarithms to evaluate. Logarithms can be from the calculator or from the mathematical table. So we're going to organize this work. This one looks very simple. Introduction to Form 2 work, actually. Logarithms in Form 2. So we're supposed to come up with a very decent arrangement of work, a number, its standard form, then the logarithm. Number, standard form, logarithm. So we begin. We begin. Remember to tag your school. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Burger Girls, thank you. We are now 95. Yes, we are back. We are back live. Sorry for the disconnection. Really sorry for the disconnection. It's my hope that now the network will be stable henceforth. Let me confirm whether people are still here. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. I don't know where we were. I just discovered that my Wi-Fi got disconnected momentarily, of course. So let me check where you guys are. Yeah, thank you. We are back. Thank you. Please confirm whether you can see the screen. Confirm whether you can see the screen. Just confirm whether you can see the screen. Okay, the screen is shared. Thank you for getting back. Thank you for getting back to our live presentation. Isinya boys, thank you. All right, thank you so much. Now we conclude the section. We were already having 3.951. Then the standard form. Okay, that is standard form. Sorry, I'm even getting confused, but 39.51. So now 3.951 times 10 to the power of 1. So the logarithm begins with 1 according to the power of 10. It begins with 1 according to the power of 10. So now we are supposed to check the log of 3.951. The log of 3.9, we go to 3.9 and we identify that row. Then at 5, we identify the number there. Then now the other one is at 1 on the addition part. On the addition part now, we check the column that has 1 here. The columns that has 1. So 0.5966. Instead of 66 now, because of the one we have added here, it will be 67. 5967. That is the logarithm. The second part is 614. So I'm having 6.14 times 10 to the power of 2. So the logarithm should begin with 2 points. Now, if the log begins with 2 points, now I'm talking about 6.14. The logarithm of 6.14. 6.14. So we start identifying 6.1 first. 6.1 is here, then 4. 6.14. 6.14 here. 6.1, then 4. So we are having 7882. 7882. Remember, the two numbers on the numerator have been multiplied. If numbers are multiplied, their logarithms are supposed to be added. So we add the logarithms. 9, 4, we carry 1. So 10, 8, we carry 1 once again. 13, we carry 1. This is going to be 4.3849. Thank you for bouncing back. I can see people are back, and thank you so much. Thank you. Merisho School, thank you. Karima Girls, thank you. Thank you for being around. Okay, so we are done with the numerator. So we go to the denominator now, where there is only one number, 0.758. So this is 7.58 times 10 to the power of -1. So the logarithm becomes bar 1. Bar 1 point, we check the log of 7.58. 7.58. So 7.5 is here. 7.5 is here. We identify the row first. 7.5. Then 8. 7.58. So where is 8? At this point. 7.58. So 8 is here. So this is a 8797. 8797. So now at this point we say the overall logarithm from the numerator and that from the denominator should now be subtracted. Subtracted because numerator and denominator are divided. So now we subtract. We now subtract. So when subtracting now, we're supposed to talk about 9 minus 7, which is 2. Then we talk again of 4 minus 9, which is not possible. So we carry 1 to make it a 14. Then we remain with 5 after subtracting 9. This one was 8. We borrowed 1. So it's now a 7 minus 7, 0. We are having 3 minus 8. So we have to carry 1 from the other side. It becomes 13 minus 8, which is 5. Then 3 minus -1. When we subtract a negative, it becomes positive. 3 minus -1 becomes 3 plus 1, which is 4. So this is now the final logarithm. This is the final logarithm. From this point now, we should find the anti-log. We find the anti-log. For the log to be having, the final logarithm to be having 4 on the characteristic part, it means there is a 10 power positive 4. That way. That is why the logarithm is 4 point. Then now after this, we can talk about the anti-log or antilog of 5052. The antilog of 5052. Let's check that. Shift log, the antilog of 5052. So this is the table for antilogarithms. 5052. The antilog of 5052. 5052. So 50 is here. Then now we talk about 5, 2. 5, 2. So this is 3.199. 3.199. Then that is after 50. Then we go to 5. The other thing, we should go now to 2, which is a 1 at that point. So this becomes 0. We carry 1 again. This becomes 0. We carry 1. This becomes 2. Then, so 3.200. 3.200 that way. Now, when we multiply by 10 power 4, we should get 32,000. Yeah, 32,000. I want to assign everybody a simple assignment. If this is our answer, just go to your calculator. Type 39.51 multiplied by 614. Then we divide by 0.758. This is giving me 32,004. You see, we have done a very good estimation using the mathematical 4-figure table. We have done a very good estimation using the mathematical 4-figure table. At number 15. Thank you for joining. I can see guys have really come back, and this is good. We've really come back, and this is encouraging. Thank you. We are now 67 again, 70 actually. Nakel High School, Ongatarogai, that is Kajiado. I know the place. Nyagatugu School. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Holy Ghost, this is Vincent. Thank you so much. Love from Mang'U School. Okay. Class of 2024. Thank you so much, alumni, for being around and encouraging people to stay locked in shifting grades. It is really St. Joseph's Boys, Githuguri. It is not an easy thing to find alumni just watching us. So I really appreciate. Thank you so much for that great honor. Thank you so much for such a great honor. At number 15 now, right? Dr. Jane needs to import a car from Japan. This is commercial arithmetic. And remember, there is no exam without commercial arithmetic. I repeat that again. There is no exam without commercial arithmetic. Please master that. Just write it somewhere. That the KCSE that you've not done yet will be having commercial arithmetic. The KCSE that you've ever done was, the KCSE you never did was having commercial arithmetic. And the one you will do is also having commercial arithmetic. Let's check this question now closely. Dr. June, needs to import a car from Japan that costs 5,000 US dollars outside Kenya. He intends to buy the car through an agent who deals in Japanese yen. The agent charges 20% commission on the price of the car and further 80,325 Japanese yen for shipping the car to Kenya. Find the amount in Kenya shillings that Dr. June will need to send to the agent to get the car, given that $1 equals to 120 Kenya shillings and $1 is also equal to 135 Japanese yen. 135 Japanese yen. So first we're supposed to know that this agent will charge Dr. Jane 20% commission on the price of the car. So when this person charges June, 20%, instead of 5,000, which is now 100%, after giving the commission, June is supposed to hand over 120% of the cost of the car, which is 120 times 5,000 out of 100. So for the car, without the shipping cost, before the shipping cost, this is 60,000 US dollars. That is what is for the car now. Then now there is a further 80,325 Japanese yen. So we can first convert. We can either convert Japanese yen to US dollars, then back to Kenya, or the US dollars to Japanese yen, then back to Kenya shillings. So let's talk about these. Let's talk about this. $1 equals to 135 Japanese yen. Japanese yen. What about the 6,000 now? They will be equal to 135 times 6,000. So 6,000 by 135. This is the 810 Japanese yen. If we are having 810 Japanese yen, that is now the cost of the car together with commission. Cost of car together with commission. Now, Shipping the car to Kenya needs further 83.25. We add to the cost. The cost of the car and the commission are equal to 810,000 Japanese yen. Then shipping cost is 80,325 Japanese yen. So total costing of this car now shall be, we add 80,325. This gives us 890,325. And this is now Japanese yen. If this is now the total cost of the Japanese yen, we can now convert it to Kenya shillings. Remember, according to the relations given here, Japanese yen is not connected to Kenya shillings. So we have to make them USD, that is US dollars. Then now back to Kenya by saying this, 135 Japanese yen equals to 1 US dollar. What about 893.25 Japanese yen? Should be 893.25 out of 135. So US dollars shall be, when we divide by 135, I'm getting 65.95 USD, US dollars. This is the amount in US dollars the car will cost. The buying price of the car, the commission by the agent, then the shipping cost. Now this is the amount we should convert to Kenya shillings. 1 US dollar equals to 120 Kenya shillings. What about 65.95 US dollars? This shall be 120 times 65.95 over 1. So when we multiply these, guys, I'm getting Kenya shillings 791,400. 791,400. 791,400. Yeah, that is it. I hope the Wi-Fi is still connected. You know, I feared something here. So I hope you guys are still following. I hope you guys are still subscribing to the platform. Kindly subscribe. We have very many following live. Let us give a subscription kindly. Let us give a subscription to this platform. Give some justice to Shifting Grades by only subscribing to us. Please subscribe to this prominent platform. Then ensure that you are found here in any other presentation. Ensure you are found with us for any other presentation. That way. Aha. Number 16. Number 16. Let us look at number 16. Ryokindo boys, thank you so much. You should know that Mr. Ombasa, Albert Ombasa, is my friend who teaches you. So Ryokindo boys are good partners. Yeah, thank you, David Okianga from Ryokindo boys. Very soon I'll be visiting your school, young man. Baraka Girls, Kajiado, thank you. Ryokindo, I notice your presence. Thank you so much. I've just quoted that one of your teachers is a great friend of mine. And very soon I'll be saying hi to your school. 100 subscribers. Somebody is saying something. Thank you, Isinya, hi. Isinya boys, thank you, Alliance, hi. Mukumu boys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. In a right-angled triangle, let's look at this now. In a right-angled triangle, the two sides enclosing the right angle measure 3x minus 2 and x plus 2. If the area of the triangle is 17.5. Find the length of the two sides. Find the length of the two sides. Okay. Ruaraka High, thank you. Look at this. Look at these, guys. Let's check these. We are told that two sides enclosing the right angle. Enclosing the right angle. So the right angle is at that point. We have 3x minus 2. And the other one is x plus 2. Then now the area is given. So area 17.5 is supposed to be given by half base 3x minus 2 multiplied by height x plus 2. That way. The first attempt in this case will be multiplying by 2 through just to do away with fractions. So this is 35 equals to 3x minus 2 x plus 2. We can now expand the right hand side. We expand the right hand side by saying that 35 equals to 3x multiplies everything in the second bracket minus 2 again times everything in the second bracket. That way. I want to open the brackets. I want to open the brackets. Then after that we will be grouping terms together. 35 equals to 3x squared plus 6 minus 2x minus 4. Then now we can 3x squared 6x, yeah, that is what you should know. 3x squared 6x minus 2x, like that. Then we can now group terms, ladies and gentlemen. To group terms means we can start with 3x squared. Then we are having 6 minus 2, which is 4x. That way. Then we are having minus 4 minus 35, making it a minus 39. Then we remain with a 0. So we have a Sitian High School. Okay. So we have everything now well organized. Everything well organized. So at this point now we can choose a method. We can choose a method that we will we're going to use to solve this quadratic equation. It's my hope that I have organized everything in the right way. The right way. Okay. In the right way. Let me just confirm. 39 and 3. Okay. So let's use the completing square method. Completing the square method, whereby we have to ensure that this becomes x plus 4 over 3x minus, is it 13, equals to 0. So we take 13 to the x squared plus 4 over 3x equals to 13. 13 becomes positive to the right hand side. Oh, Masi Girls. Thank you so much, Dorothy from Masi Girls. That is a Machakos. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So now we are supposed to make the left hand side a perfect square. How do we make it a perfect square? By taking b over 2, then we square to give us a constant. So 4 over 3 divided by 2 becomes 4 over 6. 4 over 3 divided by 2 becomes 4 over 6. Then when we square, it shall be 16 over 36. We also add 16 over 36 that way. So now we can factorize the left hand side. To factorize a perfect square, we just take the square root of this one, which is x, the sign that follows, then the square root of the constant, which is 4 over 6. squared equals to, the perfect square is already factorized. This is equals to 13 plus 16 out of 36. Here I'm getting 13 and 4 out of 9. Yeah, 13 and 4 over 9. So let's talk about the square root of both sides. When we take square root both sides, this will be x plus 4 over 6. This is equal to, we now take square root, and this is 3 and 2 thirds. Though it should be plus or minus. That is something you should note. It should be plus or minus 3 and 2 thirds. We are finishing up, ladies and gentlemen. X equals to 3 and 2 thirds minus 4 over 6, or x equals to negative 3 and 2 thirds minus 4 over 6. So at this point now, we can say 3 and 2 thirds minus 4 over 6 gives us exactly 3, or x equals to negative negative 3 and 2 thirds, negative 3 and 2 thirds minus 4 over 6. This gives us negative 4 and a third. So now what we are having is the values of x. The values of x. 3 and negative 4 and a third. 3 and negative 4 and a third. When we use 3, you discover that this side becomes 5. When we use 3, you discover that this side becomes 15 minus 2, which is 13. Yeah, which is 13 that way. So now, find the two lengths, the length of these two sides. So it is 5 centimeters and 13 centimeters. The reason why we are not picking the negative part of x is that when we substitute a negative here, we'll get negative length. And it is not realistic to have negative length. It is not realistic to have negative length. So thank you so much for being with us through the section 1. Very soon we are going to post the section 2. Ensure that you purchase airtime kindly. We have enough stock for all the subscribers who are following us. You just go to your M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa. The pay bill number is 737356. Even those who don't know math can cram this pay bill number. 737356. The account number is your own phone number. Your own phone number. So you proceed to enter the amount that you spend for airtime. Then after that, you shall receive the airtime instantly from our services. Thank you so much. See you another time for the section 2. Thank you.